My name is Ryan Hess. I live in Tempe, Arizona. I'm 27 years old, born in Wichita, Kansas. I turned 27 this past January on the 26th. I moved to Arizona in 1992. I graduated from ASU in 2009. Two minors, studying business and mass communication, or journalism as I like to call it, and still trying to get into that field, but currently an employee at Federal Express or FedEx as a package handler. To get into ASU, or to pay the tuition, I definitely had to apply for a student loan. I submitted my FAFSA and got loans from the government that I'm still paying off, trying to pay off anyway.
ASU has many different forms of financial aid. Over 70% of students at ASU receive some type of aid. So in 2012, 2013, ASU dispersed more than $1 billion in total aid, which is huge. We do offer merit-based aid as well as need-based aid, and then we also have the federal non-need-based aid. We do figure out need. It's all based on the free application for federal student aid, and that's the FAFSA. With our merit-based scholarships, it's a competitive process, but we award merit-based aid to students who apply for admissions. They don't have to fill out an additional application, and we do award that aid as they're admitted to the university so that they can be successful academically as well as financially.
I didn't get a job right out of college, but I still did the broadcasting stuff. That my parents were full support of me, even when for a number of years that I wasn't bringing any money, I wasn't getting paid to do that stuff. They still supported me, though they did hint it. My dad, I will say, he did say like, oh, why don't you get a job, come work with me at FedEx. He did, and I kind of, looking back, I kind of wish I had, because I would have had some income coming in and not be in too much of a financial crunch that I'm in right now.
So the average time a student takes to pay back their aid, typically it depends on their repayment options that they choose. We deal with federal student loans, so the standard repayment is 10 years. So they would pay monthly payments in 10-year repayment plan. There are options for other students who can't afford those payments, and the federal government regulates and mandates and oversees that process. So you would deal with, or students would deal with, the federal direct loan processing and the servicer that the direct lending chooses for them on their student loans. But typically it's 10 years.
And for a period of time when I went to California, I was with my dad. I stayed with my dad 2 summers ago in California. Kind of struggled there because we were staying with at my cousin's, staying at my uncle's place. Really couldn't find a place to live. That's part of the reason, why I work at FedEx, is so I'll be able to pay that off, and as well as just survive as a member of society. The downside, again, of this job, and it's a lot of reasons why there's a lot of turnover, a lot of people come in and they quit, is because it's the AM shift. It's overnight. You're working when everybody else is sleeping. It's the hardest part is getting to work. And yes, that does mean that you are also sleeping during the day when everybody else is up. But it's really your only option. It's either you're going to be AM shift or PM shift. So there really isn't a daytime shift at FedEx in Phoenix anyway. So it's either you're coming in at 1 or 3 a.m. in the morning, or you're going to be coming in at 3 p.m., 5 p.m. in the evening and work until around 9, 10 o'clock. It's very rough to meet people when you're sleeping during the daytime and having to work 5 days a week.
For those who can't, there are other options. There's things like there are payment plans. You can do an extended payment plan for 20 years, or you can look at other repayment options that they offer to you based on your income. So there's income-based repayment plans as well. It depends on the school. We are measured, and we have to report that information to the federal government. ASU has really, it's called the cohort default rate, or students that default on their loans. That means that they don't go and when they're in repayment, they're not making those payments. Our default rate is really low nationally. It's around 8%.